we make our market as open as possible to the world.
Speaker Emmanuel Lowe, my long friend, and actually he's from France, but he representing Swiss American Family Office, and he will tell more about himself now. Second speaker, our international friend from Poland, Lukasz Wawak. He's great supporter of Ukrainian ecosystem. Please take your seat, make yourself comfortable. Our third speaker, Max Prokhorov, Platma. He will share his case of unbelievable fundraising. Our lady speaker, Daria Yanieva from the Sigma Software, investment director from Sigma Software. And we have surprising change in our schedule. We have Mr. Vasilevsky, who will be an exciting speaker from Investment Office of what? Oh, so we will have many surprises. Investment Office of Ternopil region. So, make yourself comfortable, and we will start from, let's say, more sufficient introduction of yourself.
Можна секундочку, бо тут вже виникає там.
If I may, we've got several questions in the chat about the air raid alert. That has been blaring for some time, but we are in the shelter because this hall is a shelter. So stay here and stay safe.
So we can keep going, right? So guys, this, so now, you know, as I have a joke that, you know, investing in Ukrainian ecosystem is like triple venture, now, but now it's now in like 4 times square venture because it's risky business, risky startups, risky country, and now we end this situation when it's not really comfortable to everyone to speak under this series, but you guys will have this experience. So Lukasz, you maybe start telling who you are, how you connected to Ukraine, what do you know about us, and so now we have a round of introduction. Later on, we will start with actually research and proceed with questions.
Доброго дня, шановні пані та панове. Я дуже
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely thankful for this opportunity to be with you, to discuss the future, and to see what you're doing here, to learn about your plans. My heart is growing when I see Ukrainian startups day after day. I'll be very brief in commenting on my company. Olena told me that we have to speak English. I will tell you about myself in English.
the facilitator that helps Ukrainian startups met with venture partners in Poland, in Central Europe, or in European Union. We are supported by Polish government with the program Polish Aid. Ukraine is the biggest receiver of Polish help, financial help, substantive help in all our program. Our mission developed during the years. Right now, we can say proudly that we work like an accelerator. We never take entity. Everything what we expect is hard work on the goals we should meet during the acceleration. Also, still, we are the part of the environment. Our team is partly Ukrainian, partly Polish. We understand each other. We know how Ukrainian thinks. We know how Polish people thinks. And also, very, very important part of our job is changing the picture of Ukraine in our country, in our part of Europe. We feel as ambassadors of Ukrainian startup ecosystem, Ukrainian innovations. In the second part, I will tell more about details. We surveyed, talking with the participant of the system and with the startups. Is it enough for now? Okay, perfect.
Please, Emmanuel.
So hello everyone. Better?
Press the
Okay, now I get it. So
Hello everyone, thank you for the invitation. I'm French, so be careful about my English. Will not be easy for you. Joke aside, that's not my first Syrian here. I'm living in your country for 11 years. I'm used to some peculiarities on this one in currently going on. I know well your country, or I hope for. So I know the advantages which I promote also elsewhere. I'm ambassador for EBA, European Business Association, for the Francophone market. So I'm used to take this exercise to promote your country. I love so much, and I can pretend to be my home. Say that, I represent and I work for a fund which is based in Miami, Wyoming, and we are opening offices in Switzerland and Luxembourg for different technical reasons, taxation, origin of LPs, so investors, and deals where they are made and where we want to develop. We are specialized in deep tech, green tech mainly. We are looking now to AI for our own needs. We are more a private equity type of fund, so if you are familiar, you know the differences between a VC fund or not. If not, there is tons of available information on the web for which you can get your education pretty easily in this sphere. Means for us, we are investing in solutions that we can develop in our own portfolio. We have invested for the moment 10 companies for a deal, because I was asked today what are our size deal. It's between $500,000, will be very small, to several dozen million US dollar, with the ambition to make them grow. So that's our own peculiarity as a fund. We are not looking necessarily for an exit as it is usually done, but to grow the company, to bootstrap them, and to potentially sell them. Potentially, not necessarily. So that's what is very important for the general partner and all the team working in this fund, is that we try to develop solutions that make this earth better to live. So that's why we are specialized in green tech and deep tech.
Max, introduce yourself, but don't tell everything, you know, just make a teaser, you know, just smart teaser, yeah, what that you know, will be like a surprise story in the end.
Interesting. Thank you for little introduction. Okay, my name is Maxim Prokhorov. I am now presented our startup Platma. It's an extreme no-code platform for small and medium businesses, and our most important view to help to digitalize their simple processes by simple instrument and using their natural language. It's like a little teaser. What's about me? I live in Ukraine, work in Kyiv for a long time, and I work in IT business for more than 10 years. We have separate companies which provide outsource, staff, consulting business. We work a lot of before the war in Ukraine and create a lot of interesting business nearby countries like Poland, Turkey, Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and so on. And when war is beginning, we begin to understanding that we need to go with investment and going to do startups. Before the war, we don't involve in startups and don't even know how we're doing. And my mission may be here to share our experience and our knowledge, how we really raise the money in the war from beginning, from scratch, from early stage of startups, and what borders and problems we have and how we solved. And maybe in this way I will share my experience and my knowledge, and will be for somebody will really helps to growing and go further for his way and so on. Yeah.
So guys, be prepared to make some notes and hear his like facts, because it's really incredible under these circumstances. As we are watching market, we know what's happening, and it's really tough to raise money now. So I think later on,
story, yeah.
But manageable still.
Yeah.
So Daria, please.
Yeah, we were talking about how hard it is to raise money, but I'm the right person to continue because we are the most active venture fund in Ukraine for now. So I will tell more about that. So my name is Daria. I'm investment director at Sigma Software Labs. It's a corporate venture fund of one of the top 100 global IT outsourcing companies, Sigma Software. And we launched this concept at about 4 years ago with the main idea to invest in startup and to scale them through our network of partners and clients. And thus, the idea is not just to invest the money because we have lots of them, but instead we are looking for products that will complement our services. And thus, our clients could receive the more sophisticated solutions by combining these products and services that we have in the scope of the umbrella of the companies. So we moved pretty fast in a couple of years, and we had more than 10 investments. And then we came up with an idea to launch the classic venture fund, and it was launched just a couple of months before the full-scale invasion. And it is Seed Venture Partners, and for now it's the most active venture fund in Ukraine with 19 deals that were announced after the February of the last year. So what we're doing, investing and making this smart money model. So we are complementing all of the products that we invest in with the infrastructure that we have. For example, services, B2B contacts, because we are rather global and we have more than 200 business contacts all over the globe. And that's why we are like a classic smart money model for the startups. And actually it was pretty much about the smart money just a year ago, because thanks to the infrastructure and the well-developed BCP plans, we became fully operational in just a couple of weeks. So of course it was like a short slowdown of operations, but the pattern of the growth, it remained the same, and we continue to invest. And for now, the Seed Venture Partners is the most active venture fund, and the Corporate Venture Fund is the most active corporate venture fund in Ukraine. So I will elaborate more about the investments, I think that, in
next round.
Yep,
19 deals, it's really incredible. It's even before the war, it's quite intensive path.
It was actually, yes, just like if you're talking about, so it was launched a couple of months before the war. So of course we had some couple of deals that were negotiated before the start of the war, but we didn't stop. So we continued those deals and make, of course, the new ones.
Okay, and let's, next speaker.
My name is Volodymyr Vasilevsky. I presented here investment office Ternopil region, and now I can say some words and won't say some words in this hall about regional aspect of our expertise. First of all, we really need special expertise on regional level, on region. This is our not only expertise, it's our hope that in this hall, after this meeting, we will have new challenge and new tasks. And what I want to speak now, and some later, I will tell you some words about this. Thanks.
Thank you. So I think now we can start the panel after introduction, and probably I'll give the floor to my friend Lukasz, as he recently issued research on Ukrainian ecosystem, quite substantial, and it's based on the survey of startups, what they look, what they see, how they believe in their future, how they see strategy for Ukraine and their development here. So can we have his presentation, please?
Okay, so first of all, it's very important, this word I will emphasize in this short presentation. Don't worry. The report has 60 pages, but we have here only a couple of slides. We will not monopolize the whole panel. Very important word in the very beginning, reinventing, reimagining, not reconstruction. Most of our partners, they are young people, and they say to us, we don't want to back what happened before the war, before the Donbass and Crimea cases. We think about the future, how this country should look like, and what we can do to do by ourselves. So, this report comes to the world thanks to our partners. Olena, Malytska, Daria, Yanieva wrote very substantive, very important commentary into this report, and are a very important part of our, I would say, partner ecosystem. Of course, we cooperate with Ukrainian Startup Fund, which is a basic institution to cooperate in terms of startups. And we analyzed, we surveyed 107 startups. Someone will say that is not enough, plenty startups. Someone will say that this is a niche, because there are technological companies, there are startups, and why we focus on them? Because in Polish circumstances, during our way through the transformation, entrepreneurs, especially technological entrepreneurs, were the most active, the most motivated, the most hardworking part of society. Because we needed to compete on the global level. The same situation we have with Ukraine. What distinguishes Ukrainian startups from Polish one or Central Europe one is that because of lack of the internal market, nearly every startup in Ukraine goes through the classic startup way. So they look for the clients, even they do not have the real product, and they look around the world. So the main result and the main things I really appreciate and to really distinguish Ukrainian startup for rest of Europe is that when Polish or other startups go abroad to United States, to Malaysia, to Germany, etc., Ukrainian startups are already here and say, hello, we are here. How can we help you? We know the market because we have no borders in the mind. So this is very, very important. Keep it in mind because I strongly believe that thanks to our partners and thanks to these technological minds, we can achieve much more than we think. Also, we ask 54 institutions from business environment. This is very important because most of startups in Ukraine contact with them first and obtain first help, obtain first big picture, what to do, what should be the next step. Also, this organization help in terms of technology. And still, one personal thing is that when I first came to Ukraine, I didn't recognize how Ukraine is developed in terms of technology. You have more branches, advanced branches that we have in Poland. Your scientists are totally focused on right development in aviation, what we do not have, in aerospace, what we do not have, and in many other branches. And this is a great value for partners from abroad. Keep it in mind. So, and what is the output of the survey? First of all, most of the startup assess actual position, actual situation positively. Okay? 1 year of war, and then they say, we think positively. Very important. Second, about 1/3 obtain investment. During war, during replacement, they obtain investment. So exist partners, investment partners that decide the worth of it. Next, nearly every startups we ask see the potential, their own potential in reconstructing, reimagining Ukraine. All you see there, all startups, you should think about it to join to this process. I believe the fact you sit here is the evidence of your attitude. Also, most of the startups has own solution that in many different dimensions can help to solve problems that will come to Ukraine or right now Ukrainian people have. If not, they are ready to develop by technological teams themselves. And here also very important information. 1/3 of startups that are abroad don't know yet if they come back. And 1/3 of startups that are here in Ukraine don't know if they relocate after war. This is startups we need to fight for. This is startup we need to have the exact address, the exact proposition to keep them in this country. Because our Polish point of view is that you are our neighbors. What happened in neighbor's home has a main influence on what happened in our home. That's why our main goal is to keep competences in Ukraine, because it's good to all environment in Europe, in this part of Europe. We share common future. That's why we will help you in this aspect. And last very important thing from startup is that they assess ecosystem of innovation, the help from the government, from the state on the average level. And this is very, very positive information. Country is focused totally on the war. Most of money goes to the front line. And still, startup assess what they have as an average is a great result. I cannot imagine what would happen in our country or in every country in Europe if they are under conflict. So this is very, very positive information. So if we ask all institutions and startups what is the main point we should do with future development of Ukraine, is we should synergize our power. We should work together, all institutions from abroad, internal institution, government, NGOs, startups, leaders, etc. And the main output. That's why I'm here, because startups has everything what they need to do their job. They have faith in the future. They know how to achieve the goals. They have motivation, but they do not have money. That's why we need to do everything to bring the capital, bring investment capital into this country. So this is the result of the survey. There are more slides, but you can find all the report and read it carefully after a conference using this QR code. So Olena, this is output of our common job.
So the question is, where is money?
Where is
Startups
money?
have everything, but they're not happy enough because they need some fuel, they need some money. So my dear friends from funds, where is money? So who will pick up first? Maybe Daria is the most active investor, yes? Because you are doing really great, giving them this money and giving them this hope. 19 startups, like for this short period, it's really great. And actually, Daria's fund invested in our startup that was accelerated by us just before the war, and they closed the deal, I think, early March, Eli.io, and it was really incredible because, you know, the war started, you don't know what to do, where to go, and actually startups keep fundraising. So even on behalf of the whole ecosystem, I am grateful that you guys continue showing examples that it could be done, and we can deliver this message abroad and encourage foreign startups, foreign funds to invest as well. Please tell us more about the story of your fund and what are you looking for, what are you investing, what are ticket size, what actually those deals were.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, actually, for the overview and Eli. It was actually the case which I was talking about. So we negotiated the deal long before, I would say long before, but a couple of weeks before the war started, but we didn't stop, and we continue to do it. So the question is, why are you still investing, or why you decide to invest in Ukrainian startups when the full invasion started? So we actually didn't decide. We just continued to do what we already have done good enough, and that was the strategy. And for everyone to be on the same page, so we're always focusing on early stage startups with Ukrainian startups. But what does it mean, Ukrainian? So for us, we understand that Ukrainian startups is Ukrainian by origin of the founders, but they have legal entities somewhere abroad. Their clients mostly are located abroad, and those who just don't rely solely on the one market, so they are international companies. Of course, partly teams are located still in Ukraine, and it's crucial because Ukraine has two main tasks. It's victory and restoration of the economy. So we need to pay taxes here and partly relocate team to make these bridges between conferences, clients, partners, and so on. So about the fund, the corporate venture fund invests up to $100K in the B2B software startups, where we could see the synergy between the network that we have. And this is how we as investors will mitigate the risks that we have. Because every time when investing in companies, we understand that we could support on each stage. For example, there are lots of like medtech startups, good enough, but we don't have expertise here. And we don't have experts here. And we couldn't just evaluate the risks that we have. But instead, when we are talking about cybersecurity or a blockchain, that is the niche that we are working in. We have a clients, we have an expertise, niche one, and we have a technological expertise to make this software risk also less. So we are focusing on the domains of the company. It's aviation, automotive, cybersecurity, blockchain, fintech, and so on. But when we're talking about seed venture partners, it's the classic VC fund. They are focusing also on tech startups, but they are almost industry agnostic, but excluding hardware. Once again, because we don't have an expertise here. So, and this helped us to make this portfolio really strong enough, and for now we have 18 startups in the portfolio of corporate venture funds and 19 startups in the seed venture partners. So it's like 37 deals, and it's a pretty good amount. And when talking about where is the money, so actually...
My favorite question, where is the money?
Actually, I would say that when people are talking that in Ukrainian, it's like very hard to raise the rounds. I would say that, okay, that's pretty clear. So it's hard to make everywhere. So it's a general slowdown of VC activity, not just in Ukraine, but globally. But in that time, I think that it also could be a good point just because the strategy became more selective. So it's hard to raise money, but the value of smart money rises very good. And in that time, we also had a case where we trying to sign the deal just in hour or two, just in one day, just because good startups, they are not liking the investments. So I would say that it's like pretty much my overview, but I would like to know what my colleagues are also thinking about that.
Yeah, actually you touched so many points that we want to go deeper, but let's listen to Emmanuel's stories. First of all, what are you looking for? What kind of startups? What's supposed to be the ticket? What do you envisage in future? What kind of founders maybe? Any other criteria?
So I think I already answered the question when I presented the fund. So we are between 500,000. We can go a little bit down, depend of the opportunity, and we are pretty quick in that. Till the biggest deal we are currently closing, it's 50 million USD on one deal. I'm talking not about specifically IT or startup, despite the fact that I'm in this world for a long time. More on technology, on innovation in technology, so deep tech, green tech, and now we are going through AI, through all of that. I will more share on two vertical, one more dedicated for investors and foreigners, mainly, and one for startup here. Broader tech industry looking for investments. So on both sides, one barebone is do your homework. So for investors, I fully agree with Lukasz, is that there are a proof, despite the war or because of the war, to show that Ukrainians are just amazing. And I'm not saying that because I love your country, because it's true. You have a very good education, you have talented people who are doing more than their jobs, they are doing really a great job despite all the stress. And we are all searching for people who are able to make it under stress. So that's very good for investors to know that they can rely on people here to deliver correctly. And so that's one point. Money is difficult, yeah, that's for sure. It was never easy, in fact. And it's not necessarily linked to Ukraine, as you mentioned, it's a worldwide stuff. We are in a recession, but also many bad cases came, and big ticket, which were pure trash. And so that was a big wake-up call in the industry. So yes, we are looking more than ever on high quality. So now it's my bridge to the startup and the tech industry. Do really your homework, speak the language of investor, understand what they are looking for, what are the metrics, own your financial. It's still for me unbelievable that some founders, they don't know what's CapEx, OpEx. That's really a bottom basic. Really, the education is for free online. You have tons and tons and tons of information. Just get there, learn it, and it will be way much easier to expose what you are looking for, how, and that would make the connection with investor easier. Why? Because there is a worldwide competition for this money. So you need to be on the top of the top, the cream of the cream. And for that, you need to understand that others are making the job. Among other peculiarities that I have no time to go in detail, from my experience in Ukraine, pay your taxes, that's the basic of due diligence. Register, if you want the money, you need to be clean, totally clean. It goes without saying, but I prefer to insist on emphasize that, because there is no miracle. A due diligence is still a due diligence. In my case, I'm really rough in that. So you want the money, show the money.
What I've seen actually as accelerator who trying to support startups and fundraising is that now venture funds decline and refuse too many founders just because they're in Ukraine. And it's especially tough to fundraise when you're here, when you cannot go abroad freely, when you're actually supposed to do your job from here. And the case that Platma will present, actually founders are present here, but they've managed to fundraise. So can you tell us your secrets? I mean, there are many peculiarities in this case. Second case, like special thing that they skipped basically Ukrainian Ukrainian venture ecosystem, and they fundraised already somewhere, right? Abroad. So can you just highlight like specific case and tell what brought you to this success? How you managed to do this, like to raise $2 million from actual venture fund? Please name it Almaz Capital, Most Ventures. I don't remember all of them. So all those foreign funds, and share the story. What led you to this success? How you managed it? When even found, can you, пожалуйста, микрофон проверьте? Can you?
Yeah, you're listening fine. Yes.
Yes. And actually, the second question is, even those founders who already left Ukraine, who are traveling, they still get refusals, but you overcame it.
Let's begin from the end. All founders living in Ukraine also now, but it's complicated to have a good work whole of the world. But we find solution every month how going to our clients, to our venture partners and angels, which we already raise the money and going through. Interesting question, really, and why our case? It's interesting because no money from Ukrainian funds we didn't take. We raised money from USA, from Emirates, from Kazakhstan, and from Cyprus. All money it's all for foreign monies, and it's really interesting case because before the war, yes, we have a lot of knowledge how to work in a classic IT business, our staff on our source, and we think that we something new about investments and about startups. But when we decided going to venture investment capital, we really understand that no one case we don't understand how it works, and it was very terrible for us. And the first maybe mistakes for young startups and young founders that we thinking that investment is a charity, but no, investment it's not a charity, it's a business, and time to time we understand that it's very brutal business, and these guys want to take care about all mathematics, all financial, and ask you very clear questions, and you need to answer for this question also very clear, and you cannot be like lazy daisy, you need to be honest on this way. And really we have spent maybe more than 1/2 of the year to understand all of this and take a lot of reviews from funds, and only then to understand that we need to manage first of all our team and our mind how to do it well. And next mistakes, if you realized first two mistakes, you need to understand that you need to go to abroad, and Ukrainian market, it's not enough to clear understanding wherever you go. And you need not imaginate, you need to understand market and understand all points of this market. Who your customers, who your B2B or B2C partners, how you will go into this market, how you will spend the time and spend also the money, and how to earn the money. And very important, the next mistakes, when you create your own research and development department, you think that development it's more important than research, but this is not true. First of all, you need to describe your research, and after all of issues or interesting point, you come back to your developers and take for them clear description for product what you want. And this is mistake we also take, and we have 2 pivots for the year, and it was our mistake because we have do our homework bad. We know it, and honestly, we do it very bad. But you need to have a brave. And I think the main important differences Ukrainian startup whole of the world, they really brave, because we have a lot of brave to work on the world, work on all of issues we have surrounding us, and we imagination how we rebuild and create our country. And in my mind, I think we need to concentrate now on the products in startups, because it's maybe only one point how to rebuild our IT industry, and it's very, very complicated also. I think the company which have a lot of knowledge and experience in outsourcing our staffing will not change their focus. But it's a good opportunity for young founders to create startups and think like a product guys, because it's in different margin, it's different markets. But the biggest mistake, you need to find brave, going more for user than the Poland and Warsaw, and understanding that it's not the end of the world. You need thinking like international guys, transparent guys and girls, and your product you need to have a proof of concept in different countries. Why a lot of funds really refused Ukrainian startup? Because Ukrainian startup growing in Ukrainian market, going to foreign markets, and can proof of concept. It's a really big mistake. And if you want to begin to create startups, thinking transparently and thinking for foreign countries. And why for us it's a good case was going to another countries and pitching our startups. It helped us to research and understanding our idea help in other countries, it will be work or not, and it's help us to create like in a clear view in our mind. Why important going abroad and not to take care only Ukrainian funds? It's really not a lot of active funds like Sigma. Really, I appreciated these guys. This helps a lot of Ukrainian startups industry, but we'll be honestly, it's not enough. It's not a lot of VC funds in Ukraine like working in Sigma. I think there are the best fund in Ukraine, which really helps and give not only money, but they give smart money because they have ecosystem and provide the ecosystem to resell and create B2B connection and so on and come back. Why important to go abroad and take pictures? Because first, you don't have a lot of funds in Ukraine which you can help, and feedback from foreign funds can help you to understanding your view and accelerate more faster than you can do it only in Ukraine, because you will see what will be the same and the separate problems in your specific area and specific niche for whole of the world, and it's a help to scaling maybe so fast. We begin raise it first money from October last year, and now we this week closed our round for 2 million, and it was pre-seed round. And also in our platform, we have already 4 startups which already used our instruments and raised more than 1 billion for their startups. For us, it's very, very important proof of concept, because it works not only for us. We can share this information, and I'm really proud that I can help and share these services for more market. I can stop because I can speak for whole of the hours, because this year was more than imagination for 10 years maybe.
So, but did you ever meet such attitude that you are guys from Ukraine and it's risky? Because what we were discussing actually recently, that now attitude toward Ukraine is cooling down, so it's not impressing anymore. It's second year of the war. So what was the reaction when you were telling that, yes, we are Ukrainian startups and we want money now and our team is in Ukraine?
When you have negotiation in Zoom, it doesn't work. When you're going to funds in Switzerland, USA, and Portugal and Cyprus and say, okay, we are from Ukraine, but I sit opposite you and pitching you and can do it wherever we can. But honestly, maybe half of our R&D, it's not only Ukraine. Okay, founders from Ukraine, but half of our R&D based whole Europe, and they work from there. And this honestly helped understanding that we don't have a lot of risks, and we understand that how we can manage these risks.
And actually, I wanted to ask Daria about takeaways from Web Summit, because you've seen many investors, you spoke with many people, and their attitude toward Ukrainian startups. I mean, not about those like show off and how proud we are, but like, do they speak business?
Yeah, I actually will just add a little bit on top of what was already said, that actually on top of the investments, we are also very active in terms of the building the community and promoting the Ukrainian solutions abroad. And during this year, we organized and helped with expos in GITEX in Morocco, in Web Summit, in London Tech Week, because it's really crucial to see the world, to see the competition, to speak with your clients, with your potential investors, and to showcase your solution. And coming back to the Web Summit, actually, yes, we just like a week ago, we were attending the Web Summit in Lisbon, and one of the key takeaways that I have that the Ukraine is not the hot topic anymore for them. And this is the fact that we need to understand clearly, and resilience is now a proven fact. So for now, we need to change the approach and not to pitch that we are resilient, it's a proven fact, but we need to pitch the more business-oriented approach. We have a solutions, we have a products, we have a technology, we have something to showcase the world and to prove our tech excellence. And I think that it's crucial to understand it just now, because no one knows what will be the next year. But for now, we clearly see that for the international audience, the Ukraine was not the hot topic on the Web Summit and on the different expos. Maybe someone will have another attitude, but that was my feelings. And I was really afraid of what to expect actually next.
I may add also about the effect of saying Ukrainian war, having this attitude of kind of pittiness. It doesn't work. It's business, yes. Bottom line. So, okay, there is things that are in the competition, as I mentioned, I'm emphasizing about the quality of the people here doing the job. I'm talking about what? The war? No, about business. Yes, in war I can say, okay, in a very stressful, a war it is. More than enough. The job are done, so you can rely. But that will be the only argument I will use to attract here. I will add something. We need to talk. No, I like it because there is a lot of humility and being humble to the market. It's to have open eyes about what's going on. For me, when I have pitch deck coming, founders or advisor for founders saying we are unique, we are the best whatsoever. Okay, show me the competition landscape. I say, but you know that I know a little bit about the market, and you have this competitor that you purposely avoided. Why? Dubbed. Dubbed, it's a killer. Bye-bye. No money. Next. And deck, we are receiving it. Tons of them. Tons of them. So you need to be really very sure about what you say, that, yeah, maybe you are not unique, but you have that more than the other, or maybe you are in a very early stage and your cost is lower and the risk and the X will be better because that. Yeah, you show confidence, you show humility, and I want to talk more. Not because you will be better, because I will bet on you, the team, to achieve more. So that's extremely important. It's the attitude you can have toward the market, either by the client or investor. For me, at the end of the day, it's almost the same. Know that because I will find the click that, or the red flag that will say, okay, next. Ah, interesting. He's saying the truth. I'm betting on that. Because this person or this team will be able to pivot, to react, to be humble on the market, to make the job done. That's the most important, making the job done. Not pretending that you have the solution, that you are unique. It's not the case. If you have an idea, there is a high probability that 100 people had the same idea. What will make the difference? It's from the idea transforming into action. That will be the critical thing.
Just a second. You know, Daria is famous for that she is kicking startups out. I've heard some complaints yesterday that she said, next. So, just it's not interesting, immature.
Not in that form, but actually, yes. So the investor is doing business, and to understand it, so event startup understand that investments is not a donation, then the business begins. And when you come to investor and you show this several axes that every investor should have, this is where the case will start actually, because like investments is also a business. Every time when we are evaluating the company, we should understand where is the deal, where is the unicorn story. When you have scalable business model, etc., then the negotiation actually begins. Yeah, just really start. So, and when the team just started, we are good enough that we have a solution and so, but where is the business? And I say, like, don't know, but we are a good team. And say, okay, but guys,
See you next time.
See you next time.
Okay, I totally agree with everything you said. For me, I will add one thing. I think it's really important from our niche point of view. So we are looking for startups on pre-seed, seed stage, which means technology is important, traction, clients are important, but frankly, we don't invest in this. We trust to the people. We invest actually to the teams. Our role is observing. We observe the teams because we don't need to know how the technology works. This is stuff for scientists, not for us. We see how the people react, what they do with the small grant they have, how they can squash the lemon, and what kind of lemonade they can do with what they have in hand. So try to show yourself for the best side and prove that you can deliver you have in the pitch deck, because it's the main question. Will you deliver what you say? Do you have any doubts about that, etc.? So.
Actually, about the pitch deck, yesterday we had a crash test within we're a community builder and we have a startup competition that we are driving, and we have 130 teams collected this year. This is like a huge amount, and many of them are newcomers. Okay, they are just very young, but sometimes they could pivot, but this is entrepreneurial mindset that we have. And yesterday we had a crash test, and it was 31 teams. And half of them, after their pitch, we were asking, what are you doing?
No?
What are you doing? Really, half of the teams. And they said, okay, but God, this is like a problem. I said, okay, guys, what are you doing? We are just like saving the world and kind of like that. Guys, what is the product? And to understand, it's just a one-liner to understand what are you doing in one sentence. It's crucial, because after 3 minutes speech, we say, guys, what are you doing? And this was like half of the teams were answering these questions. And half of this half were not answering it from the first time. So how to catch the attention?
So if your granny cannot understand what you're doing, it's probably something wrong.
Yeah, it's just obvious.
Guys, we encourage you to pose the questions to our speakers, so please don't be shy. And I want to give a floor to Volodymyr, as he is a little bit from another industry, so he's not in venture, but he can speak about regional aspects of investments, and our speakers will take a little breath. But please think about questions, because you cannot catch them so easily. Yes, don't be shy, and please raise your hands. Volodymyr, it's your floor.
Дякую. Я спеціально
Thank you. If I may, I would speak in Ukrainian, since we have more people that understand Ukrainian. And with your kind permission, I will speak in Ukrainian. I asked the moderator to be the last to speak. I've been an entrepreneur since 1992, and I've observed Ukraine develop as an entrepreneurial country over these 30 years. I've been there for a long time. I registered my first company when I was the first year freshman at the university, and then there were other companies, but now I'm speaking as a manager of regional development. In 2018, the governor of our region, when I returned from abroad for an time, he invited me, and he knew that I invested in real economy. We had physical assets that are the bearers of the value, and he said, you are a regional patriot, so please work for the regional authority and chair a department within the regional administration. I said, no, I'm not a public or civil servant, I am an entrepreneur. If you want to attract investment to the region, I know how they do that in Europe, in Southeast Asia, and we can establish the special institution. And now we've got this investment office within the Agency of Regional Development. We are an NGO. We do that free of charge for the investor. We are building bridges. And I've seen over the 7 last years that when investors come to us creating thousands of jobs, they come with foreign direct investments, and they come for good. And they usually ask us questions. What's the situation not with blue chips, but with the human capital? And that made me rethink and revisit many things. And I'm thankful to the potential investors for being here with us, and I am thankful that we've got startup representatives here. But my colleague Lukasz, who I've known for quite a while, showed you the slides, and you could see that not a single startup participated in his survey from Ternopil Oblast or Ternopil region. But if we follow this innovation scenario that we had before, just build another 2 companies or plants, and that will bring in investment. Yes, it will, and that's exactly what we are doing with some American companies, with Ukrainian companies. They do invest 20+ million euros into our small region, and it feels, you can actually tangibly see it or feel it. But we need to do our best for domestic investors and foreign investors to include us into their value-added chain, so that the human capital stays in Ukraine, stays in our regions, because we see this brain drain, we see the washout of this human capital. And I see the task for my investment office in our region as retaining talent in the town of city of Ternopil, which is the oblast capital, and in oblast itself. And I am not speaking about accelerators or business incubators. We all understand that that's a bit different, but anyway, investors need a network of local partners who understand the picture in the region and have unique regional expertise, because this gap between the national and regional level is huge, no matter what local officials tell you. Unless they understand what startup is, they won't be successful. So you've told us how much you've seen. What I see is that in Ternopil, companies estimated as 200 plus who could go out and operate in Estonia, for example. It's kind of a bouillon where you can find anyone, and I'm sure that there will be, and there have been, unicorns there, but they are still in the making. So I encourage investors and donors from the next panel to think of Ukraine as the country that going through the path or along the path that many other countries have already covered. So we are at the pre-seed stage, many of our startups, but you should not be doing all of this work on your own. Investment offices can help you, can serve at this bridge between the national level and the regional level, and regional levels could be target levels for you, and thus it will boost your efficiency, and you will thus distribute or share risks. I understand that in order to bring in investor for 10, say, million euros, then it will take up to 2 years. I understand that you face similar challenges, but with your own specificities. In March, we will have the offline space, 100 square meters, where we would be bringing together talents in creative industries and digital industries, and there will be an industrial design studio. We are purchasing, procuring equipment, then software as well. There will be a product manufacturing studio. There will be urban science and practice, urban development studio, where a human being can meet the intangible assets. And we will protect IPR. For investors, it's very important. I understand without the safeguards for their IPR would not, or IPRs would not be attractive. So we should think about these things and channel our effort towards regional level. And I hope that in a couple of years, almost every one of 26 regions in Ukraine will have such good center where investors can meet with micro businesses, with and those investor angels can meet such potential startups, and that would be facilitated by regional authorities. So it will be an opportunity for people from IT sector, from creative industries, to present themselves, to do the pitching. You don't see lots of potential companies and startups. So I want you to have this full picture at the national and at the regional level as well. We are open to cooperation, and I'm sure that early next year we will organize a lot of interesting events. So the issue of human capital is very topical, so we can have a separate conference on that.
You will meet Lukasz and Emmanuel today on Startup Showcase, so they will judge and give their opinion on startups. Actually, all startups that will pitch today, they are already champions and best startups from ecosystem, and we are proud of all of them, but it's also great to get more feedback, maybe. So don't forget to join the last session, Startup Showcase. Thank you, all participants. It's incredible to have you here. It's incredible to, I mean, you give me some belief that it's possible to find some money. And you guys, funds, please be more generous in case it's possible. So coffee break, and maybe you have some last couple words. I see you all take your microphones, so you want to say something more. Okay, last round, and we're going for coffee.
One very important thing. Every conference that is about Ukraine, Olena, you are or co-organizer or participant of person who is around, and I want to say publicly that I really admire it, and it's a place to show your all effort you do for the ecosystem. You are like a personal vehicle that looks for the investment, not for you, for your country, and it's a real leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, so sweet.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and I'm really inspired by the panelists here because there's a different experience, different points of view, and this is where actually the knowledge and the insights are born. So thank you so much for making this happen.
Thank you too. I appreciate it to be here. Really, it's important to share and the bad cases and mistakes and so on. And I give little advices. Take in mistakes and don't be scared to go through. That's all.
So I will add that you are a very good example. It is possible. Really, money is here inside your country. So I would like more shared deal between Ukrainian and foreigners, because that brings more confidence that the investment will be more secure, depending on the lawyers. But nevertheless, for companies looking for investment, really get inspired, because you have a recipe, it's working, it's really working. Money, there is still money. No, there is a lot of money, to be honest. But you need to do the job to get it. You need to be professional from A to Z, Z to A, whatever. It's possible. Just that it is positive. There is something to do it.
Thank you. And now I'm asking for the final photo for the panel, and let's go for a break.